up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Patchman Hockey Show. We are the Patchmen. I'm Jimmy, and
I'm John.
And on this show, we look at NHL patches and teach you the hockey history behind the patch. Every patch has a story, and this week it's episode 23. What are we talking about?
23. We're gonna go over our first 19 patches and give every patch a patch score. We talked about it in the last show, and I think it's a great idea. And I think it's time to revisit those first 19 and go back in time a little bit.
Definitely, yeah. So for those who maybe are new to the show, this is something we just started doing with episode 21, right? So it's episode 23, so we just started doing it, literally.
Episode 22 coming out soon.
So for episode 21 of the Nashville patch, that was a 3.25, right? That was like the average, right?
And then that patch was pretty average.
Yeah. And then last episode was the NHL 75 patch, which we had a score of 7.2.
And that's a great patch, so definitely deserves 7.2. So it's going to be interesting to see what we rank these first 19, because there were some real good ones.
Some real good ones, yes. So before we get into that, it's everyone's favorite segment. John, what are you drinking?
Well, Jimmy, today I am drinking Cape May ties the room together.
Shit. White
cream stout. I haven't had this since last year. Little ASMR for everybody. We got, as you can see, the setup's improved a little bit. We now have mics, so hopefully the audio is a lot better. The audio through my AirPods was just terrible. So definitely a nice upgrade. Hopefully Jimmy can get us sponsored by H&R or somebody that you picked these up from, or B&H, B&H Audio.
B&H Photo and Audio. Yeah, I don't even know. Yeah.
Well, it's a great price, and it came in a day. So.
Yeah, I tried ordering from the Wiz, but I didn't hear it back. That is a great beer that you got me hooked on that last year. That beer, that Cape May. Here comes the boom, right?
Ties the room together.
Ties the room together. Why did I say here comes the boom? Here comes the boom.
Sure. No, it's a white cream stout, and you don't really see many white cream stouts. So it's not a porter. And it's not a dark stout. It's a white cream stout. But it's good. It's got good flavor. Coffee beans, cocoa nibs, lactose, and vanilla. So it's really similar to that little Nero stout that you were drinking last week.
Little
Home Alone beer.
Neo. Yeah.
Little Neo stout.
Did you like that? I know we just saw each other yesterday.
I haven't drank it yet. I haven't drank it yet. I was going to drink it tonight, but you did that. You did it on the show last time, so.
Oh, you could do it. We could do the same beers.
Yeah.
You have a different palate than me.
So what are you drinking tonight?
So I stopped off at my, little local bodega in Kenville, which I've never, been to before. Just real quick while I was working. So I am drinking a New Belgium Future Hop IPA. I thought the can was really cool. Like some space theme, future hops of the future. By the way, ASMR. Oh, that's crisp. Oh, yeah. Oh, I think you'd like this. I think this is definitely a nice spring beer. Future hop.
We're getting into that. That's
Voodoo Ranger. That's right. Voodoo Ranger Future Hop IPA. So, yeah, I like it. It's really good. Sometimes after drinking those stouts and those porters, I need more hoppy. I need to switch to a hoppy beer. You ever think that way? I need a beer that tastes like beer.
Well, yeah, exactly. Because some of these beers it's like straight syrup. sometimes, and especially you drinking those oatmeal stouts. It's heavy, so it's nice to have a refreshing beer. I'm not a
Right.
like big Pilsner fan, but like an IPA or lager. Sometimes I just want to drink a Miller Lite too.
Nothing wrong with that, man. Like a nice what's the beer I get like that's on the lighter side? Michelob? Is it Michelob? I think so. Michelob Ultra.
Michelob Ultra.
Yeah. It's like 90 something calories, easy
Watching your
sipper.
weight, it's all good. Yeah.
Yeah, trying to. Oh man. Nothing like a Tuesday.
Yeah, really.
All right, man. So let's see what's going on. First, I just want to make note of this. Well, by the time this comes out, but tonight, Zdeno Chara has tied the record with Chris Chelios. I forget the number for the most games played by a defenseman, which is pretty fucking remarkable because, I remember him in like 98 as a kid, and this doofus was like couldn't skate backwards on D. You remember him on the island?
I was going to say, in the Islanders, we brought him up too. In with the Islanders patch.
We did. Right. Yep.
Yeah, third round pick.
Right.
Man, it's been a while.
Yeah, so I'm sure at this point, I mean, he's already cleared the record now, but congrats to Big Z because that's awesome. What a great accomplishment. See what else is going on. I guess we could just get into it. This is probably not going to be a long episode, but we just wanted to catch up on the first 19 patches that John and I covered because we didn't really give them a score. So this whole score thing, it's kind of a good way to like end our episode. So, all right, let's see. I'm gonna just for those watching YouTube, I'm gonna switch over. And if you're not watching on YouTube right now, you're hearing this, you can clearly see it on this in Spotify or Apple Podcasts in the thumbnail for the show. Here we go. Present now. Your entire screen. Cool. All right. So we're gonna kick this off at episode 2. So this was after the intro show, episode 2. The Winnipeg Jets Goals for Kids patch. So, John, go ahead. Let's talk to me.
All right. A little adjustment. So Goals for Kids patch. This is one of my favorite patches. And just because this patch, like, it's the one I like knew from a kid. And it's kind of the first one. It is the first one that I ever bought when I started collecting the patches. The Phoenix one specifically. So I'll speak about the Phoenix one at least. Like how cool was that? It's on the shoulder. It mixes in, the charity message with the shoulder patch. Overall, a great looking logo. And then Winnipeg, that's a nice looking patch too. This one's going to be tough to rank, because I don't want to rank it too high and I don't want to rank it too low because I know we have 18 in front of this one, and it's tough, It's like it's like pizza scores. You ate the pizza already. Now you're going back in time to rank the pizza.
Very good point.
Tough to do something like that. So. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah,
and all I'm going to want to do is talk about the patch, right?
Right. And this is the only one that it's 2 different patches so far that we've covered. The same purpose, same story, but it's different because they relocated. And I don't think there's been a team that has relocated and kept the same patches, right? So. I don't think so.
I don't think so either. There might be in the future, but as of right now, no. Also, we got to take into account. Are we taking into account the message with the patch? Are we going to integrate that, or is it just going to be what it looks like?
Oh, wow. I would
So
say
I think we have to take that into account.
Okay. All right. I like that. That's a good idea. Okay. All right. So what do you think? And I guess you could just group them together because it's really just episode 2. So
Yeah, and we're
uh,
going through out of 10, right?
out of 10. Yep, out of
Yeah.
10.
Like 7.5.
Okay, 7.5. All right. Man, I don't. Yeah, I think I was gonna guess like 7.5. I would. You know what? I'm gonna give it an 8. So we'll have an average of 7.75. Simply because it's a bit of a novelty in the sense of it's unique, where it's the same message, but you have 2 different teams and like 2 different jerseys and color schemes. And I mean, when I look at that Winnipeg Jets jersey, like Solani on the screen, like, I mean, I feel like that the patch actually like helped make the jersey, right? Like, I
Yeah.
just like, because every hockey card you saw in the 90s for the Jets had that patch on it. So, right? So,
Exactly.
and also too, for those who maybe haven't heard episode 2, but there were actually 2 derivatives of the patch that Winnipeg wore in the late 80s. So this is the one we're looking at now for the Jets Goals for Kids is version 3, and then I guess version 4. So I love, that's pretty cool, like a little tidbit.
That's a good point. Not many patches like, evolve throughout the years with the team. So
Yeah.
I would definitely recommend to go back, check that episode out.
Episode 2, yeah, the Goals for Kids, the very first patch one that we did. But yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna give this an 8. So I'm gonna write down 7.75 score for this. I think it's cool.
Yep.
The only one with 2 patches, like I said, and I do like the Phoenix version of it. I love that crescent moon. I love like the coyotes howling at the moon, like, and I just think it's cool how, like we talked about over a year ago when we did the episode now, if you like, that crescent moon was their 25th anniversary logo of center ice, right?
Yep.
So it's like that lineage of teams and going back and the history, the stories behind the patch. Ring a bell, duh. So
Yeah, and not to go off topic, but like we got to remember that in either later in this episode or like next episode, like that we're talking in the last episode about how you have these arenas with the logos and like the evolution of like the stadium center ice logo.
Yep.
So Jimmy emailed or texted me an example of what we were talking about last episode. Was it the Canucks?
Jets. It was actually the Jets.
It was the Jets. Yeah, so it was the Jets. They actually had the logo outside of center ice. So, you start outside of center ice, you come in, you have the 2 logos, and eventually you have the 1 logo. It turns into an alternate logo.
Right.
A lot going
Yeah.
on.
It's pretty crazy, the presentation of like the arena, the on ice elements, I guess. That was like an NHL EA Sports term, like when you could like design an arena or something like that, or the on ice elements or something like. I remember that term. Too funny. But all right, cool. So episode 2, it's going down with the 7.75 score. So let's move on to the 3rd episode, which is the 1996 All-Star Game patch.
Wow.
Yeah,
this is a patch. This is some patch.
Yeah, this is really cool. You know what? I would give this an 8.
Oh,
and here's
okay.
Here's why. I just think it's I think it's dynamic. I think like we talked about like the Robo guy or something, right? The Robo skater.
Yeah, like the Fox robots.
Yeah, and that was that was part of it at the time. We still don't know why the red is on the bottom, because it's not like either team wore red. But I like how it's got like the Bruins gold in it, and actually too, this All-Star, this jersey is reminiscent of like an All-Star game. I want to say like 2017 or whatever, or 2018, or whenever John Scott, the enforcer, like got voted into the All-Star game, they wore like similar jerseys to this. So I think it's kind of cool how it's like 20 years later, it almost like this jersey on this guy was pretty much used in an All-Star game. So I might be a little off, but still, I think it's cool. Not like that has anything to do with the patch at the time, but still.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great looking patch. You know, you got like, I think they were going for like a puck too, like on like with the circle.
Yep.
No, great looking patch for Boston. Maybe you can even say like he's got like a Paul Revere kind of hat or something. I don't know.
Actually, I give it a 7. I'm sorry, not an 8. I give it a 7. Sorry to cut you off. I give it a 7. I was just thinking in my head because the Paul Revere hat. I was just thinking that, like, what the fuck is this guy wearing on? That's not a helmet.
I don't
So
know
I'm
if
gonna give
that's
it a
right,
7.
but like I'm looking at it now, like with fresh eyes, and I'm like that kind of looks like Paul Revere hat.
I think you might be onto something.
So I would give this, I would say a 6.
6. Okay.
Yeah, it's a cool looking patch. It's not my favorite patch. I think they did a really good job, especially when you compare it to other All-Star game patches.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say it's 6. You know, I like it a lot. It's very reminiscent of the 90s. I think it like captures that mid 90s feel.
Yeah.
And you know, you got the great teal and purple jerseys in the background. So
I know that was the thing. Like those All-Star games were sick, and like that patch is huge. Like it really is a big patch. And it's cool seeing like Gretzky in Korea. I know this is, you know, some thumbnail I made, but still, like it's so great work. Like, man, it's like we talked about childhood, like all these players, crazy. All right, so 6.5 is a score. So all right, cool. Let's keep going. Vegas inaugural season. What do you think of with this one?
Ooh, so I like this patch. Inaugural season patch. I think they did a great job. It's probably my favorite inaugural patch that we've done so far. I would give it a 7.5.
7.5.
7.5. They incorporated the colors pretty damn well. It looks great on the jersey. And, you know, how can you argue with that Vegas logo? Like,
I know.
So they didn't try to do anything too crazy, like inaugural season 17, 18. There you go. And they did the 17 and 18 thing too, where sometimes you get like inaugural season like 2004, and that could be like confusing to people.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when people talk about like the season, especially when the season's like broken up, like the season is broken up over 2 years. So the reason why I'm saying this is because they just made a big thing about the Super Bowl, and they changed the Super Bowl back whenever. Instead of like the 2019 Super Bowl, it was Super Bowl 35, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
So like, it's like it could be like the 35th season of hockey, or like the 2018 or the 18 team year, the 17 team year. So when they do stuff like that, I like it to get to the short.
I know what you mean.
You know
It's
what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like a like hockey seasons, and I think like NBA seasons, it's like almost like a school year in a way, right? Like the school calendar year, like, you know, 17, 18. Where baseball, I don't follow baseball, but I think baseball is just by the year, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's cool. And something that, as you were talking about, and I was looking at the patch, I don't think we discussed this and at the time when we shot the episode, but I actually think the patch, if you look at the top and the bottom of it, looks like a shield, like a knight shield. Like if Can you kind of see like picture like a shield, like someone holding a shield, and it's like rounded at the top, and then rounded at the bottom. I don't know. Maybe this.
Yeah, it's like definitely. No, it's a shield, and it's kind of like a military kind of look too, with like the bars.
Yes, great
right?
observation. Yeah.
So,
That right. Yeah, like a military uniform or something. Right. Great observation. Yeah.
so what are you gonna give it?
You said 7.5, right?
Mhm.
I agree with you on that one. I'm gonna 7.5. I agree with you. I do really like it. I think I think it really looks sharp, especially on those white jerseys. Actually, too. I think like I use this
7.5.
picture for.
Yeah, this is definitely 7.5.
And I honestly think that the team logo, the Vegas Golden Knights logo, I think it looks just like badass. Like just badass. All right, let's move on. Episode 5. Oilers 30. Ooh. This was one of your first patches, right?
It is another big patch too. So like this one, 30-year patches, 30-year patch. Again, established in 1979. Was it, what season was that? Was that the 79-80 season or the 78-79 season? So just one like little thing that I like picked up.
Oh, yeah. That's exactly, this is what you're talking
yeah.
about. Right.
So like you look at the Vegas patch, you definitely know when that was.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. Good patch. I think it looked fine on the jerseys that year. Pretty simple. Like I like what they did with like the circles. They have like the little banner. But also like it's nothing too like creative, I would say.
Right.
So like I'd rank this a 5.5. So 5.5, I'm gonna give it. Nice patch, but like I don't know, doesn't really do much,
Yeah, I think sometimes simple is good. Simple works and it's effective. I like this patch, but it's kind of just on the bland side. And a lot of circles going on. It's like they just took the Oilers logo and just start building the rings around it. And then you have the whole ribbon thing. I was going to give it a 6. So we could say 5.75, right?
Yeah.
So 5 3/4. I think they probably have like a black outline on it, just maybe resembling a hockey puck, or maybe just to help stand it out because it's on dark blue jerseys, and their third jersey I think has orange shoulder throwback. But
that's a good point.
Yeah, I like it, but it's just it's just bland. But this was another
it's like a whatever
big patch.
Yeah, they had to put it on the shoulder.
Right. All right, cool. So, and I think that might have been like the cheapest patch, right? Like I think was it like $5 or something, maybe less than $2.99. All right, so this one.
Oh, this is a good one.
Yeah. Man, you know what? I'll just say this. Now that we're like looking at it again, I feel like they had something with like the 10 and the Devils logo, the green, but like the patch is just so disappointing. Like I'm actually I'll go first. I'm gonna give it a 2. That's how low.
Wow.
Do you want to know why? And it's not, and I'll tell you why. It's because it's the only patch we've done, and that, from what I've seen so far, that is on the back trim, the bottom trim of the jersey. So it's like, do you even really give a shit? Like, what are you celebrating if it's right above your ass? So
yeah, exactly. You're probably gonna tuck that shit into your hockey pants.
Yeah, it's just such an odd location for it, and like I think today, like I don't think they would ever put a patch on the back trim of a jersey like that. So like next to where it says CCM, right? Like,
and I know there was a lot of like real estate on the jersey like being taken up, but you could have thrown it on the shoulder, make it a little bigger, just make it the 10. You don't need the 10th anniversary. Clearly, like
exactly.
you're looking at that, you know what that means. Like we don't need to like say like, oh, 10. What's that mean? Oh, 10th anniversary. Okay. Like when's like a non-hockey fan gonna be looking at a patch trying to like decipher what the patch means? It's like, come on.
Right. And to your point, actually, like I love how you said that. Like just take drop the words, drop the text. We know what it means. And there's a during the season, there's a during Devils games on MSG, there's like they always show like the same like fan commercials that they do. And like somebody has like a custom Devils bar in their basement. And they have like in front of the bar is this logo, is the 10. And it looks so good. It's just simple. It works. And they could have even had this at center ice at the Meadowlands. It would have looked great.
It would have looked great. Even when you made this Photoshop picture, it looks better than the patch. Like,
right. Yeah. It just like it just works. It's just a stupid text. Like, and that like the patch is such an odd shape too. So
it's a really bad shape too. Like they couldn't like square it up or something. Like
round it. Like I would love to like go back, look up like the New Jersey Devils executive directory back in '91, and just be like, all right, who made this decision?
And what font is this?
Right.
Like look at that E. Like,
oh yeah. Yeah, it's almost looks like the Internet Explorer E, sort of. So what would you rank it? What's
so
your score?
I'm giving this a 3. I won't be as harsh as you, but I'll give it a 3. So
all right, so a 2.5. All right, cool. All right.
So
yeah, I mean, simply for the fact that awkward shape and the text is unnecessary, like it's redundant, really, and it's on the back of the jersey. No one can see it. No.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Well, not that far. Episode 7. So the Lake Tahoe patch. This was a cool patch. Looking back on it, I'm not really so happy with this little image I made, but I think
yeah, man, you can clean up the
lines.
you clean up the wand a little bit. Need some more blend.
Everything from like the right side of the patch in this screenshot to the right of it looks great. I think it looks like it really is outdoors, and well, it is with the trees and shit. But then like I just have like Macho Man David Pasternak over here.
He cut up the bottom of his
I
mean,
yeah,
you could have like moved you could have like blended them down a little bit.
Yeah, I just wanted to like get him in because I love those Bruins jerseys, but I also love the glasses. Yeah, that's a little like
You love the rule of thirds too, man. Just keep that like little off center. Appeals to the eye,
Oh man. Go ahead. What would you rank this?
I think this is a cool patch. I love the fluorescent orange and that like that cursive, like the way they did it in cursive. Cursive dying art. How many people are in cursive?
That's true. I can't. Only my signature. Remember when teachers used to say, you got to learn how to write in cursive. You're going to be using it.
You're going to be using it all the time. Yeah, okay, cool. Like my calculator, too. You won't need a calculator.
Hey, newsflash. Calculators everywhere. It's on my phone. Isn't that funny? Like looking back on that, you won't always have a calculator.
Dude, I saw this guy. I was at like ShopRite. I saw this guy wearing a shirt, and it said, "My teacher always told me that I never amount to nothing, looking out a window all day." And it was a picture of like a big rig, and it was so it's like, okay, cool. Get her done.
Got her done. We got the big wheel coming through.
Hauling some propane here. But no, I think this is a great patch. The little things are great, and it, outdoors at Lake Tahoe. Got them playing on the ice. The ice kind of looks like water, but it's all right.
Yeah.
Got the mountains in the background. I give it a 6.
Wow.
So I'll give it a 6. Yeah. I don't know. I just don't want to give too high of a score for these patches.
Tough crowd.
Yeah. So what are we thinking?
I would actually give this a 9. I'm going high.
Okay.
I'm going high.
Yeah,
so
because those mountains look like the mountains on the Pacific Cooler Capri Suns. I know.
You're right. They do. Yeah, that's a good point. They do. I think there's a lot going on in this patch, and it's very detailed with the trees, like the frozen water, mountains in the background. I like the what do you call it? Pacific Northwest colors. I don't know what would you say, but I just think it looks. It's just very detailed, and I think that was a very scenic setting for the NHL for their outdoor games. Probably, I remember watching on TV and being blown away by it. Like, whoa, this actually looks like something you could play in a video game where you used to be able to I think it was like NHL Hits or something. Like you could play like pond hockey or whatever.
Yeah, you could. I wish, and I hope they come back to it too.
I hope so too. Just go to the outdoor setting, and maybe you can now. I don't know. I still play NHL 17. I love that game, but so yeah, I'm gonna give this a 9. So that with your 6, math guy, what is it, 7.5?
7.5.
8?
Yeah, 7.5. Let's say
7.5, right?
6 and 9. That's 7, like 7, 7.5.
Is it 7, 7.5? I'm just gonna do it. Just
so you got 6 and 9, and between 6 and 9 is 7 and 3/4.
Yep. Yeah, 7.5. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right, let's move along here. Oh yeah, Teemu Selanne.
Man. I love the story behind this patch. Number one, the whole, his whole career, his retirement night, everything about it. So, but talking strictly for the patch, I think I said in the episode, I wish they would have used the old Ducks logo, whatever.
Yep.
But it's straight to the point. It's it's a circle. We've seen a circle how many times? We've been doing this for how long? 25 or half hour, and we've got 3 circle patches.
That's true. Yep.
But no, it's looking like a puck. Got the little ribbon on the bottom with the date, January 11, 2015. So, not the 15-16 season. Okay. I don't hate it. There's not much going on the patch, but
Duck font.
Strictly from a aesthetic view, 7, 6.5, 6.5.
6.5. Yeah, I mean, I like the duck font. I think that's cool with the number. But like you said, it's very basic. I feel like they could have, and we even talked about it, full length episode in the archives. Go check it out. I feel like they could have definitely done more. So I'll agree with you with that 6.5. I think 6.5 is a good score. Ducks gold, the 8. Yeah, just really not much to it, right? So you go from the Lake Tahoe patch, a lot of detail, to this, and it, just simple, but it works. All right, cool. Yeah, I mean, we also love Teemu Selanne. I think one of the classiest players in NHL history. So 6.5. All right. This one, Gretz.
What do you think?
So man, I really like this. I like this patch. I don't think it's worthy of a high score, but I would actually probably give it a 6.5, just because even though it's simple and it's like the Kings jersey font, right? That 99 though by itself is so iconic, right? It's just 99. Obviously, no one's ever worn 99 other than Gretzky since, I don't know, maybe before, but I'm not sure. But it's just so iconic. So for that alone, and obviously it's the greatest player in hockey history. I'll give it a 6.5. Actually, no, I'm sorry, a 7. 7.
I'm with you on that 7. 99, you know exactly who it is.
Mm-hmm.
That patch looks good on a home Kings jersey, away Kings jersey. Like,
Yeah.
maybe the NHL they could have did away with. Okay, like we know, like what that means. Like, you could probably do away with that.
That's actually a great point, because it was already, his number was already retired league wide. Like, you couldn't wear 99 because they did at the All-Star game 2 years prior.
Yeah,
So
and you ask anybody. I'll ask Kristen. Like, number 99. What do you think?
Yep.
Wayne Gretzky.
You know what? Instead of the NHL emblem there, I would put the King's crown and I don't have it in this image, but like at the bottom of their logo, right? That 90s Kings.
Yep.
I would have just the crown, because he really is the king, right? He's the greatest hockey player ever, right? So that
He's
would
the
be
king
so
of
fitting.
kings.
Yeah. Triple H. Yeah, that's what I would do. I kind of wish I said that in when we shot the episode, because I wish you said what you said.
Yeah, I feel like we weren't being too critical on him, but now that we got like the opportunity to, it's like, let's pick them apart.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, because we were just really telling the story behind it, and I critiquing it a little bit, but not like now where we're giving it a score. But yeah, that'd
Are
be
we
it.
doing a score on your Photoshop skills? That's what I want to know. So
you know what, man? It was very hard to find.
So Jimmy, the fade tool up here on the top of the Jofa helmet, and
And this is why. So if anyone's been following us and has noticed that the thumbnails for the shows were a little bit more detailed than they are now, that's because I just don't have the time. Like, it takes a lot of time to find high res images to use. Like, I actually have to go on, like, if I can't find it on Google, I go on Getty Images, but because they have that watermark on it, I have to make sure it's like doesn't get seen. So
that's why you had half a pasta in the Lake Tahoe patch.
yeah, right. No, exactly. Like, and just I have to like take the background out. It's very like time consuming to do this. Even though I used to love doing it. Remember, me and you both did this in high school, Photoshop.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I do like the Undertaker. Like, oh, Undertaker background. It's like, okay, cool. Like, what's next?
Yeah, it's just like, and there's a lot like, and if anyone watching on YouTube or whatever, if you like pause the video, I mean, you can see that like in the background you have Gordie Howe and Wayne Gretzky in the top, like right over here.
That's tough to see through the computer, though.
It is tough to see, and there's Gretzky's in a Burger King jersey on the very far left. But I just faded it to black just to kind of cover up, like, because it doesn't look that great, but you can kind of see a little bit. But yeah, basically, I just don't have the time to do that anymore. I might do it, we'll say, but anyway, it's just easier to find the team logo jersey patch.
Yeah.
So, All right, so wait a second. So I give it a 7. What'd you give it?
I didn't get my score.
Oh,
So I'm gonna give it a 6.5. So
all
let's
right. So
do 6.7.
all right, cool. All right, let's move on.
Yeah,
Episode 10.
I'm gonna start writing make sure I write down my score before we start like talking, because it's like
I'm writing it down as we go, just so I have a running list. Oh, you want to talk about Photoshop? I'll tell you what. I actually really like this. I think this came out very, very cool. This thumbnail, because it's the old Met Center. That's a Getty Images graphic. Madonna. Oh fuck, who is the goalie? Why can't I remember? Oh, Jim Carrey, I think, is the goalie.
Jim Carrey.
Oh shit, who is the goalie? And then I forget who the guy is up here, the player up here. But I just love it because it's the first year that they had that Stars logo, right? That like that what would become the Dallas Stars logo, and then I just think it would be cool to like incorporate like the old Met Center, right? Because they demolished that building shortly after the North Stars left.
John Casey.
John Casey. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What did I say? Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey was on the Blackhawks, right?
He's. Why am I? I'm definitely not thinking.
No,
of the
Jim
actor.
Carrey was in Washington. No, Jim Carrey was like the Washington goalie.
Right. Don't you have your hockey cards on you?
I know. Let me break out the binder. I'm telling you, you gotta hang out. Next time we hang out, my buddy John, all he likes to do is talk about like 90s goalies. He's like not the biggest hockey fan, but like he's like Andy Moog, Felix Potvin, and he's like, give me the team, I'll give it a goalie. Mike Richter, Glenn Healy.
Beesbrook. Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, I love that.
Felix,
I gotta break up my hockey cards. So I'm gonna give this a 10.
Ooh.
And
are we judging patches just solely based on size now?
This I think is the biggest patch, but no, I just think it's so cool how like you actually have hockey players like Madonna and I can't think of the name right now because it's late, but the old captain who passed away, I think in the early 90s, I believe. Can't think of his name. But on the face-off, on the Stars logo, on the ice, I think it's so cool. It's like past and present. And then the Stars, like the old jersey, the new jersey, 25. Like it works. It's awesome.
Well, when you handed this patch to me, because Jimmy gave me this patch, I was like, oh my God. And like I hadn't seen this before, like on the jersey. Like I really didn't know much about it. I was like, is this a real patch? Like, is this really something that's gonna like that they wore? And it was, like, obviously, but like it's cool. It's so unique that I think that you're good for giving it like a 10. Or giving it a 10. I'll give it a 9, I would say. It's a really, really unique patch. You got the North Stars there. It's 25th anniversary. Got the dates. Players you even got the ref in there. Cool patch. So
The ref. You have a ref in there. It's awesome. There's just so much going on, and also too, which we also talked about, and we didn't notice it until we were actually shooting the show. There's a North Star patch on the shoulder, and then like the new Stars patch on Madonna's shoulder. So it's just like both worlds with the logos coming together. So, all right. So you give it a 9.
yeah, so 9.5.
9.5. Minnesota North Stars, episode 10. All right, let's move on. Boston Bruins Stanley Cup champions. This was the banner, like looking at our first banner patch, really. And I would I would give this probably a 3 just because not much going on. And I feel like there could have been a little bit
Hey,
more.
hold on. So as you guys know from last episode, I got a newborn baby, so I just have to tend to it real quick. We could edit this one.
All right. Oh yeah, go ahead.
All right.
All right, he's back.
So I apologize because I called my daughter it. My wife said, and I did. I shouldn't be calling my daughter it. It's her. A little baby, her. Just because she can't talk, but she's cute. She's getting a lot. She's getting cute. Jimmy just met her on Sunday. What do you think? What are you gonna rate my baby?
Well, it's funny you say that because as you got up, I don't know if you saw our buddy Craig's text, but I actually just said as you were talking, I said your baby is super cute. I was thinking about that earlier because Craig said, I know the most important thing is that your baby is healthy, but John, aren't you so glad that your kid is really cute? Yeah. So
yeah.
Totally agree. I was actually thinking about Audrey earlier today. I really was. I was like, oh man, like she was so cute, like just drooling coming out of her mouth. Like
she's adorable. I'm blessed because like I'm happy she's healthy. That was the biggest thing at the hospital. And like you just gotta like experience it, but that baby comes out and it's like, is it healthy? Is it 5 fingers, 5 toes? Like
right.
And like they don't breathe for a little while, then they breathe and they start crying, and it's like, all right, we're good. So it's something.
Yeah, she's very, very sweet, very precious. Glad I got to meet her on Sunday 2 days ago.
Yeah. Awesome.
What were we talking
about? the Bruins patch.
Yeah.
I
gave it a 3. I'm gonna say it's a 3, just basic banner. If it had like a cup
patch,
or something,
maybe it's like the inaugural banner patch, one of the first few ones. Cool. I mean, like it looks all right. Like the yellow's a little dark for the Bruins. I don't know. That just kind of sticks out a little bit if you look on the background, like with the jersey, the yellow kind of doesn't match. I don't know if that's just me and like being picky or something. But
can you actually see on my screen right now? Because I'm just looking like at my laptop. Can you actually like see like the full window and like in its full color, or is there like a gray tint to it?
No, it looks fine.
Okay, good. I think that's just on my screen then.
Yeah. Yeah, 3.5.
3. Yeah.
3.
For a banner, it's 3.
So whatever.
All right, cool. Episode 12, Patrick Marleau, 1,768 games played.
Ooh, love this one.
Yeah. If you want to talk about the story behind the patch, this accomplishment alone, I love it. Might be the only patch that's actually signed, like his signature is in it. And the silhouette. I give it an 8. Give it an 8. Right off the hop.
Yeah, I would give it an 8 too. Solid 8. Great looking patch. I love the lettering outlines. The signature, 1768 games played. Looks great on the home and away jersey. Got the silhouette of him right in the middle.
Yep.
It's a cool patch. It's a cool patch and it's very unique. So like they took like that Gretzky jersey, that Gretzky patch, and like brought it to another level.
Yeah, right. I agree with that. The only knock, and we talked about this too, is it didn't look good on the white jersey. Like it kind of blended in a little bit. It got lost, I think, on the white jersey, and you can't really see the text because it's black. It's like a dark dark black on teal. Whereas, like, and that's why I kind of included both the home and away jerseys, Patrick Marleau, just so you can kind of see what's going on here. But because they did wear it more than once, they actually wore it on a couple occasions. So,
and this Sharks were playing a lot of their games away, too, right?
Yeah, because of lockdown. So I guess they wore it the next away game, and then they wore it the first home game.
God, I'm so glad we're beyond that now.
Yep. Oh yeah, me too. So we're gonna give this an 8. Cool. All right. Oh shit. Remember this one, episode 13, Stars 20?
This is a cool patch.
Did you have this patch, right?
I do have this patch.
Okay.
Yeah, 20th year, Dallas Stars. You have Dallas in the background, got the arena, and 93 to 2013. Is it the Minnesota North Stars patch we just talked about before? No. But is it cool? Yeah, it's different. Another circle patch. 6.5.
6.5. I would give it a I go 7 for me. So
Okay.
Meet in the middle, 6.75. I think it's the only like knock on this for me is like it would look so much better on those Stars jerseys, the green and the black, not these stupid jerseys that they wore, right? Like with Yager, like the just plain white, plain black. Like if they had like the actual Dallas Stars jersey, I think it would really pop.
Yeah, I hate these jerseys. I hate them.
I hate
they're ugly.
Hate them.
I think they're stupid. I hate the third jersey that came out of this.
So stupid.
Like, what are they doing?
Yeah, really dumb. So, but I think the patch is the best part of the jersey. Really, like, so. All right, so yeah, 6.75, awesome. Oh, okay, 2000 patch.
NHL 2000. Like that's what I look at that. That's
EA Sports. It's in the game.
It's in the game.
So I'd give this patch actually a 5 because I think it's cool how it's unique in the sense of well, every team wore it, right? And there was 8 different variations of it. And this whole Millennium thing, everything was played up to the Millennium thing at the time. I just think it works. I think it just works.
I think it works really well too. I'm gonna go 8 on this. I really like this patch. 2000 NHL. It's got that 2000s vibe. It's got the 6 on it. I like that they had a different one for each team. And it's pretty iconic. So I think it. Like I look at this patch, I've seen this patch before. You look at this patch, you know exactly what it means. You pick up you look at a team playing during this time. You see the patch. I like it.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Awesome. One thing I just noticed actually, it's so funny. Kind of like we're like revisiting these patches. The 2000 I never noticed was like is a digital font. It looks digital to me, right? Like like that was the whole thing. So, so you gave it an 8. I'll give it a 6. I'll give it a 6. So then we'll have a 7 score. Right?
Not much else to say. Yeah, 7.
All right, 7. All right, cool. All right, Rangers 85th. This is kind of a shitty.
I was gonna say, man, this is like 650 by like 380. Rangers patch logo.
Yeah, this was hard to take the background off of because it like blends because it's like a light exterior on it, like it's a light gray. So the magic eraser tool or background eraser tool like bleeds into it. So I kept it simple. So for the Rangers patch, I would give it a 7.
Okay.
What do you think?
I'm like Mr. 6.5. I feel like I want to give everything 6.5.
Tough critic.
I know. So I'm gonna go 6.5. 85th anniversary. I look at this patch. They're making me do math. So well, 85 plus 1926. You know, what year is it? You don't know. They kind of took the different route. You know.
Okay. Yeah,
So it's
I
a
see.
little different. But otherwise, no, I think it's cool. You got the shield. You got that like that cream parchment color of like the original 6 jerseys.
Yep.
Isn't it strange how like all jerseys across like all sports like use that cream color in their jerseys or logos? Like even like the Rutgers like jerseys from like the 50s and the 40s, like they had that like tan cream color. So I
It's
think
like
it's
a
interesting.
throwback color, like throwback, like cream white or something, off white.
Yeah, even like isn't like the old Bruins jerseys have that like incorporated in it? I think they do.
Yep.
But otherwise, 85th anniversary. You got the shield. That's what I got. And it's a shoulder patch, so that's interesting too.
Yeah, I think it's cool. How I think the original Rangers logo was like a shield, so I think they took the original logo and just made the patch out of that. But yeah, like you said, that's like that cream white is really like a throwback color across all sports. I think even the Devils, I saw something online like their first season or 2 seasons, like the white home jersey was actually more of like a cream color. So I don't know. That's a good point. So what did I get? What did I get this? A 7? 7, and you said 6.5, right?
Yeah.
6. So 6.75 again. So that's the same score as the last patch.
Damn, we're gonna try to settle a little bit.
No, I'm sorry. No. I'm sorry. No, I already wrote it down. The difference. Never mind. Sorry. All right. Let's keep rolling. The Islanders 25.
This is a big 10 for me. I love this patch. I think it's so cool. Honestly. Number one, like in my book, it's probably one of like the most iconic Northeast patches like in the NHL that you're gonna find. It does everything right for me. It's got 1970, 1973, 96, 97.
You're right. It does.
No, I'm just messing around, but no. It's got that awesome like mid 90s font. It goes great with the fisherman. You got the 4 cups, and you got that little like Colgate toothpaste swipe on there on the bottom, you know, incorporating all the colors on there's.
Yeah.
It's cool. I love this patch. And it's hard to find because like the original patches, like we talked in the episode, like have the actual cups, like the rendering of the cups on the jerseys are not nuclear power plants like you see here. And it's really hard to find a picture of that.
Well, it's interesting because if I zoom in on this, like this patch does not look like. Oh,
no,
actually,
it's not.
Yeah.
No, it's different.
Yeah, like
those are cups. They're actual Stanley Cups here. For some
like
reason, all the ones they released or on all the replica jerseys look like. I think they look like nuclear power plants, but like.
Oh yeah, you know what, man? I think I think you're right, and that was something with like the reproduction or something like the replica patches.
Yeah.
So you're gonna give it a 10? Okay, cool.
This is my 10. Yeah.
Big 10. I'm gonna give this a 9. Give it a 9. I just think For me, it would be a 10. I think if the cups actually if it worked out. But I guess you know what?
Yeah.
We could just judge off the original patch. Whatever. Who gives a shit? But I do think it's cool, and I always liked the Islanders, like the teal that they introduced, and the orange. Oh well, the orange was always there, but so I'll give it a 9. So we'll do a 9.5. Oh, wrong one. 9.5. Cool. All right. Marty St. Louis.
Another circle patch.
Another circle patch, like a hockey puck.
I don't really like the black and the blue colors, so I'm just kidding. I don't like the number 26, so.
I don't like the year 2017. I think it sucked.
They should have used the lightning logo with like the rain on it. No,
that would be really dope.
That would be super dope. I don't know. 7. St. Louis 26, January 13, 2017. What this is missing on some of these patches, like you don't really know what it is. So, like me, if I'm like not a fan of hockey, or like even like a casual fan, you might see this and like, what does this mean? Like, did he get MVP? Did he retire in this date? Was this his last game? You don't really know. So
that's true.
To like pick it apart a little bit, that's like what I think.
So what'd you give it?
I gave it a 6.5, right?
6.5.
Gotta rewind the tape, but it's a 6 it's a 6.5 for me. So
you know what? I'm gonna agree with you. 6.5. All right, cool. 18. All right, so this was another one that like didn't really come out as good as I had hoped, but so Sabres. It's hard, man, because the outside color is white. Like this is hard. This is hard to find. So for me, I'm gonna give this a I'm gonna give this an 8. An 8. Because I love the level of detail. And I love the 2 swords. And I think it's such a cool color scheme too. Silver season, it's silver. There's silver in there. 25th anniversary. And this was like their they wore the retro reverse jerseys. But they also wore, and they kind of had a similar logo. It was like the old red jersey, right? That the swords crossing. So this was kind of like was a preemptive red third jersey, preemptive retro reverse jersey. So I'm going to give it an 8 for me.
Oh, okay.
What do you think?
I'll give it a 7. I think it's a super creative logo.
Yeah.
I love like the Sabres, like the that little X logo. Font is pretty cool at 25. It really doesn't go with like the jersey font, which is all right with me. And you got 1970 and 95. So was 70 the end of the season or the beginning of the season? Who knows? No, I'm just messing around. And then it's their silver season. So
I guess my only knock. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say the only knock on this for me is like you can't read the years. Like it's really hard to read the years.
Oh yeah, they should have flipped that around or something. Use the
like made it blue. Yeah.
Who's making these patches? That's what I want to know.
All right, cool. So that's a 7.5 from us, and then here we go. Duh. How about this one?
You can go first on this one.
Now keep in mind, there were 2 different patches for this, for the Arizona one. So you guys can check that out in the archives. But for this one, because everybody loves the Kachina, right? We're going to stick with this one. And I'm going to give this one a 8.5. Everything about it, I love the Kachina, the style, everything. Arizona, I think it's cool using the shape of the state. So 8.5 for me.
Agreed. I'm gonna give this a 9.
Oh, okay, cool.
Give it a 9. Silver season.
The silver, right? Right, yeah.
Yeah, the silver. Just you don't see many patches with like the outline of the state that I can recall off the top of my head right now. The Devils did one that would be pretty cool.
Right.
Got the Kachina logo all around. I think it's a great patch. Pair this up with the Goals for Kids patch. You got the patch jersey. Let's go.
Oh shit! Yeah, right. That's a great idea. All right. So, well, actually, I guess you could say there's a little bit of a Goals for Kids because there's always that crescent that the Coyote wears. All right, moving on. Devils 25. Better than their 10, I think.
Yep.
This is a solid 8 from me. Because I feel like they're silver, 3 stars for the cups. I feel like though, because it was the last year at the Meadowlands, they could have had the outline of the Continental Arena, like that corner, right?
Yep. Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah.
So I feel like they could have done that because that was their home for 25 years, and then the next season they would move to Newark. So an 8 for me.
I'm with you on the 8. A solid 8. Silver season, 25th anniversary. Straightforward. You got the cups and you got the logo. I don't know.
Yep.
Maybe they could have did something else, but for this one, I think it's pretty solid compared to at least the last time they attempted a patch.
And they actually wore it on their chest, so on the front of the jersey. So they didn't wear it on the back. They wore it on the front. So yeah, all things considered, definitely an 8. So all right, cool. Stop presenting. All right, so wow, that was a much longer episode than I thought.
Wow. Damn, we did a bunch of them. So
yeah,
it was
cool
to reminisce though,
Absolutely, it's cool to go back and revisit the first 19 patches we did. A lot of cool designs, some simple, some more detailed. But all in all, now that we have our official rankings, it's interesting to see where this how this is going to shape out. Like the more that we do this, and the highest ranking one was the Minnesota one.
Yep.
And I think the Islanders won. So at 9.5.
So I'm feeling maybe an Instagram post with the rankings on that.
Yeah, absolutely. What I'm trying to do is at some point I want to make like a website for this. So like a show directory and then like a patch watch section. Even though I don't know, I should be sharing this like over a live recording episode, but things that we're working on that are going to come out soon. So where we could be the patch authority for NHL patches. So
the patch authority. That's my next podcast when I break up with this podcast. It's John and Craig, the patch authority. We're doing the patches of all the police offices and the Port Authority, So
did I tell you that's a real thing?
It is a real thing because I went in Kristen's office and she had them all up on her wall. I was like, "You have like 10 patches from all these police departments," and apparently, like that's a big thing. And swapping patches.
The guy at so that's the thing with like law enforcement, emergency services. The guy at if we got to go at some point, but Jersey Girl Brewery in Mount Olive, the guy has Chuck has patches all around the bar of all the different townships, like police departments, EMS, firefighters, New York City, but mostly North Jersey. So
Oh wow.
it is so cool. And of course, I got all giddy and I'm like, hey, I got hockey patches, So
Awesome.
So all right, so that concludes
Cool.
the first 19 recap patch score. And give us a follow. Instagram, every hockey patch, at every hockey patch. All right. John, you got anything else?
We're back. Keep following us, keep watching us, keep listening to us. We want to come out with new content. So just make sure to comment. We want to hear your feedback. We'll do patches that you want us to do. So let us know. So with that, we're the Patchmen. I'm John. That's Jimmy. And we look forward to another great show. So follow us and catch us on, YouTube, Spotify, wherever you listen. Right?
Yes. Hit the subscribe button on all platforms. Definitely YouTube, because there's a lot more to see. And you can kind of, watch along as we break down the patches. So yeah, definitely. As of right now, I think we have 12 subscribers. So we're trying to grow YouTube and then the podcast. So, but yeah. So all right, guys, thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next episode. Thanks, guys.
See you there, everybody.
That was a long fucking episode. Holy shit.
Damn. Seriously.
Oh man.
Shit.
It's 9:30. Wow.
All right, let me stop.
That's got to be the longest episode. I said this is going to be a short episode.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be too, man, but we just got a lot to say. All right.